This is All India Radio Kohima. I am Kahir Chisite. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds women of the country for taking lead in every sphere. Chief Justice V Ramana stresses the need to fill vacancies and appoint more judges. Ministry of Transport allows vehicles to have maximum of 3 decks to transport two-wheelers. And Principal Director, Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Neikhrielie Khimiao, officially launches state-level National Immunization Programme. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, to get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 6 feet for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-239-78046 and 1075 and state helpline number 1800-345-0019. And now, the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded the women of the country for taking the lead in every sphere. Addressing the nation in his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio today, Modi said women are reaching new heights in different fields and dispelling myths. He said daughters of the country are playing new and bigger roles in the armed forces. He also stressed on how half of the startups in the country have women in director roles. Modi said, since the law against triple talaq was enacted, there has been a reduction of 80% in triple talaq cases in the country. Prime Minister Modi stated that all these changes are happening because women themselves are now leading the change. Modi said the formation of the Ministry of Ayush has further strengthened country's resolve to popularize traditional methods of medicine and health. He exuded happiness that many new startups have emerged in the field of Ayurveda in recent years. Modi also appreciated the role of Indian scientists in the fight against COVID. The Prime Minister said that it was possible to manufacture made-in-India vaccines due to their efforts. Chief Justice of India, V Ramana, said it has been his endeavour since assuming the office to put in place an institutional mechanism to coordinate and oversee the improvement of judicial infrastructure. He said there is an urgent need to fill vacancies and appoint more judges. Speaking at the National Seminar on Adjudication of Intellectual Property Rights (IPR) disputes in India, CJI Ramana said judicial infrastructure needs to be improved, asserting that the Indian judiciary is absolutely independent and always treats on all the parties equally and equitably. CJI Ramana said that the IPR jurisdiction has been vested back to the High Court at a time when the judiciary is already overburdened with the backlog. He, however, said that these new challenges can be effectively met by strengthening the High Courts. Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has issued a notification on 25th of this month to amend Rule 93 of the Central Motor Vehicles Rules 1989, whereby rigid vehicles and trailers can have a maximum of 3 decks to transport two-wheelers with a load body not projecting over the driver's cabin. This will enhance the carriage capacity of two-wheelers by 40 to 50%. Along with the rest of the country, Nagaland launched the Intensive Pulse Polio Immunization IPPI drive today. The pulse polio vaccination targets an estimated of 151,458 children between 0 to 5 years of age in the state. Principal Director of Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Neikhrielie Khimiao, officially launched the state-level National Immunization Programme at Urban Primary Health Centre Sikazu, Kohima. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Khimiao said polio immunization drive has brought about changes in the lives of millions of people in the country by eradicating the polio virus from the country. He also congratulated the officers for tirelessly working towards the immunization drive for effectiveness and bringing about change. A total of 2,206 polio booths have been set up in the state, manned by 9,096 health personnel and 441 supervisors, along with vaccines and other logistics. With special focus to migrant population with an aim to prevent importation of polio cases, the day's IPPI camping will be followed by house-to-house visitation on February 28 and March 1. This news comes to you from All India Radio Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News On Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. The fourth Operation Ganga flight with Indian evacuees from Ukraine has set off from Bucharest for Delhi. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said in a tweet that 198 Indian nationals are coming back to India. Earlier, the third flight of Operation Ganga with 240 Indian nationals from Budapest landed in Delhi this morning. A batch of Indian nationals in Ukraine reached Ukraine-Hungary border and then came to Budapest to board the flight. The Ukrainian airspace has been closed for civil aircraft operations, and the Indian evacuation flights are operating out of Romanian capital Bucharest and Hungarian capital Budapest. Naglin today reported as low as one positive case of COVID-19 along with 10 recovered cases. The lone positive case was detected from Mokokchung, while the recoveries were reported from Dimapur with 7 and 3 from Kohima. With this, the total recovered cases in the state have increased to 33,050, while the total COVID-19 cases stood at 35,402. Currently, there are 119 active cases in the state. With the administration of more than 24.5 lakh vaccine doses in the last 24 hours, India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has exceeded 177.44 crore. This has been achieved through over 2 crore sessions. Meanwhile, 20,439 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate stands at 98.54%. India's active caseload is presently at 111,472. Active cases constitute 0.23% of the country's total positive cases. Union Minister for Jal Shakti, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, will chair a regional conference of ministers of the Public Health Engineering Department, Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Department of the Northeastern states tomorrow at Guwahati. The regional conference will focus on important issues pertaining to implementation of Jal Jeevan Mission and Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. The Union Minister will be setting the roadmap for the Northeastern states. Har Ghar Jal is a flagship program of the Government of India being implemented in partnership with states and union territories, aims at providing tap water connection to every rural household in the country by 2024. Manipur, Meghalaya and Sikkim aim to achieve Har Ghar Jal in 2022. The deadline set by Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Tripura and Nagaland is 2023, while Assam aims to meet the goal in 2024. The stage is all set for Naga Wrestling Championship as 78 wrestlers, including 24 under-16 wrestlers, will compete for the coveted title of the 28th Naga Wrestling and 2nd under-16 Naga Wrestling Championship meet tomorrow at Kohima local ground. Nagaland Wrestling Association NWA President Dr. Hai Baziliang said slight modifications have been introduced for toe-touching bout in order to save time. To this, he said that during the event of defaulting the rule of toe-touching bout after 3 cautions, the wrestler will forbid the bout to his opponent. Chief Minister Neikhrielie will grace the event as special guest and MLA Kuzoluzo Azo Nyenu as inaugural guest for the wrestling meet starting at 9 a.m. onwards. And now, to end the news, here are the main points once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds women of the country for taking lead in every sphere. Chief Justice V Ramana stresses the need to fill vacancies and appoint more judges. Ministry of Transport allows vehicles to have maximum of 3 decks to transport 2-wheelers. And Principal Director, Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Neikhrielie Khimiao officially launches state-level National Immunization Programme. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.